Okay.
All right.
Being so in
Let's
sync
do
with
this. I know, seriously. Banana.
Ready? Sorry. The paranoia of like not having everything recorded is
I know.
like
That one's red.
is
Mine's red.
like
Ours too.
it's like
Yours
very
is red.
triggering. What's up, guys? My name is Mario.
My name is Sylvia.
My name's Pau.
Welcome back to another Vive con... Oh, no, it's not Vive con Huevos. Comadreando.
Yay.
It just like rolls out naturally.
Well, it's Vive con Huevos with Comadreando.
With Comadre Pau.
You could say either
Con
way.
Pau.
Yeah. Comadreando.
Happy February, guys. I know we didn't say this in the Zaida episode, but happy February. Happy Love Month. We hope everybody's having a great love month. And you're spending time with all your loved ones, con tus seres queridos. And I don't know. I think I'm going to talk about this in the next episode, but we've been shitting on every fucking holiday since November.
We really have. We need to be better, guys.
I love love.
Okay, I was gonna have this bit where I was like, I don't want to shit on it, but I bet you anything I know how this episode is gonna go if it's a Valentine's Day episode. I'm gonna complain about it
You
being
shit on
commercialized.
Valentine's Day all the
I
time.
fucking hate Valentine's Day. And then Celia's gonna be over here like,
I love love.
guys, I love love. And Galentine's Day and
Galentine's.
and I just love when I just show love to my people, and that's why I get together with my friends. And what we do is we get together and we do something.
Slap you.
And we do something creative, and then we just love each other.
I hate you. That was mean.
So me and Tabor, we get together. I'm just kidding.
We do.
And that's how the Valentine's Day episode was gonna go.
Well, you just saved us a whole episode. And that's
but I
it
do
for
want to
today.
get better.
Thanks for coming.
That's one of my goals for this year is being a lot more happy with the holidays, because I just feel like every year I shit on it and I become more grinchy
Yeah.
as the years go by.
Yeah. This year was the least holiday-ish year of my life. And I honestly think you've been rubbing off on me. I used to love Christmas. And
What are you doing to my friend?
I don't hate Christmas. I just hate.
We know.
Okay.
Dial
Go
back a few episodes.
Go back. It's on every single year.
No. But yeah, I agree. This year we need to be better about holidays.
Yeah.
Romanticize life.
Yes.
I think that's what it was.
Why don't you let me rub off on you?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, boss.
Not the claps.
So I do want to get better at that, because this past December, this past Christmas, and Bao and I were talking about this, like we didn't go shopping, we didn't go see any of the Christmas lights, like it just didn't feel holiday-ishy. So we do want to kind of bring back the spark of the holidays. Yeah, pon al lado los regalos and all the shit that we've talked about, but it's like more of, the essence of what it felt like.
So my best friend's parents send out a newsletter every year. It's really cute via email, and they're like, this is what we're doing. And like the year that she and her brother had babies, it was like pictures of the kids and whatever. And they went on a river cruise in Europe to all the Christmas towns.
That's
and
beautiful.
she looked stoked because this is like a very Catholic family too. So she was like living her dream with them retired and like no kids, just them on a river cruise for Christmas. And I decided that I want to be there during the Christmas time, whether it's for Christmas, slightly before or slightly after. The little Christmas villages, they were setting them up as I was leaving. And so I didn't get to see any of them really. I saw one in Berlin, but it was pouring and I was there for 2 days and I wasn't there for that. I was there for Berghain. So I didn't get to enjoy it. But then seeing like Danny and Melly with all this stuff, I feel like I need to go somewhere to like reinvigorate that like holiday cheer.
Yes.
You know, because I'm not inspired by it here.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what I was telling him. I was like, the weather doesn't help here. Like, unless you go somewhere.
I'm so sorry. I meant to mute my mic because I was coughing.
Like, geez,
Damn,
okay.
should we leave? Do you even want us here?
Carry this podcast on your own.
I am
We could
so
leave.
sorry. I really meant to mute my mic.
Like, unless you go like to Balboa Park or you like actually take yourself to somewhere that looks festive, like other things aren't, like it just doesn't feel
California is
festive,
not good for that.
No.
The East Coast is great at it. Obviously other countries are great at it.
I was talking about like Christmas in Hawaii, and because it's so sunny out there, it's like the perfect weather, and I was like, imagine being out there and it's like it just doesn't feel holiday-ishy.
Yeah.
Well,
but you know what's cute, staying on theme with Valentine's Day. When I was in Europe last, not this past time, but the time before, I was there during February, and I was in Poland for the 14th. And I was like, I'm going to dress up, take myself out to dinner. Like I was going to do a solo date. I have never seen a city on crack for Valentine's Day.
Really?
Like that. Like I had no idea that my people were like, I'm like, now I know where I get it.
Now it makes
This is where it comes
It makes
from.
sense.
This
It
is
makes
why I
sense.
love love so much, because it's just in my DNA.
Okay, ya cállate, güey. Say it in Polish. Zamknij się. So I went out and like old couples holding hands. Like, you know that scene in the Sex and the City movie where like Miranda finally tells her and they're in the Valentine's Day restaurant and they're like, is it us? Because we're like in bad places, or has it always been this way? And it's like balloon streamers. Restaurants were literally like that. Every single one.
wow.
Like everything decorated. It was so cute.
That is cute.
And even though I was alone, I was still just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Mario has always shit on Valentine's Day. And my whole thing is like, it's just, yes, I get it. It's super commercialized here in the US, you know? But like, if you're going to go to dinner anyway, like just make it a cute dinner, you know? Like it just like do a little bit extra.
And then going back to why I shit on things.
mad.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. It just goes back to this is more of like an Instagram thing. It just feels like now I'm competing with other couples. And it's like, what did your boyfriend do for you? What did you get? What did you go do? And because it's not even like the pressure, or like just, I guess society does kind of pressure you a little bit, but it's more of like the feeling of the competition that I have with other people. And most of it obviously is just internal because no one really is competing with me.
Yeah.
But there's always that little bit of like, oh, he did this or they did that, or I don't know.
You didn't put 3 million roses in the living room?
Yeah. Like, oh, you know, I think that's where it is.
Doesn't
that's where
she
it kinda stems
deserve
from.
what Kim Kardashian deserves? Damn.
Guess not.
Anyway, this is
kidding.
Comadreando.
I know, for real. We went on like a whole time. I was like, should I just close the laptop and we could record a regular episode?
I was getting to it.
Okay. So I actually want to start with something before we get into Comadreando, because I thought it was really funny and I wanted to get like your take on it, because Mario and I already kind of talked about it. But this morning,
Talking about hot seat.
it's lighthearted though.
Okay.
This morning, Mario got like a Reddit notification, and it was just like a new thread. It's a little long, but it's it's funny. So the title is, I have lied to my son about manatees for the last 24 years. 24 years.
And that's the only reason I opened it. That's literally, I usually ignore Reddit emails. And then this one, I read it and I was like, oh, this is interesting.
That's a good hook.
I have to read this.
24 years ago, my 6-year-old son got me a birthday present. It was a mug with a picture of a manatee on it. He got upset when I wasn't sufficiently thrilled with his gift. I assured him that I loved it, saying that manatees were my favorite animal in the whole wide world. Since then, manatee-themed items have been my default gift from him. Manatee t-shirts, manatee calendars, manatee beer steins, and so much more. 24 years of manatee items displayed proudly in my home. My confession is that manatees are not my favorite animal in the whole wide world. Never have been. I have nothing against them. They seem like gentle creatures, but they hold no fascination for me. I only said I loved manatees to soothe the feelings of my young son over 2 decades ago. Year after year, I rolled with the lie because it was harmless and I was in too deep to tell him the truth. Now my deception has reached its zenith. Yeah. Next year, I am turning 55 and he is turning 30. For Christmas, my son has booked a trip for the two of us to go to Florida to see manatees. my son is so excited for this trip and is telling everyone in our family about it. Even my ex-wife is gushing about my trip to finally see the manatees. Of course, I am.
Does she know?
Just carried on.
Sorry, continue.
Of course, I am thrilled to spend time and have an adventure with my son. I am grateful for his thoughtfulness and love for his old man. We will have a lovely time together and make great memories, and I will continue the deception about the manatees, which are not my favorite animal in the whole wide world.
In case we needed to hear it again.
For those asking, my favorite animals are dogs. Happy New Year. So then people in the comment section are like, you're going to have to take this secret to your grave, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
A grave with a manatee on it. Where's the one that you saw that fucking killed
fucking
me?
hilarious. It was like, here lies Cowl. He fucking loved the manatees.
Yeah. Anyways, then I said, like, it's like, why is it that when someone likes an animal, people gift that person things of that animal?
Yeah.
Like, and to me, it's like cringy. Like, I don't, like, I love
where
dogs,
the fuck
but
am I
I don't
supposed to put that?
Exactly. Like, I don't care to have
Hold on. Olivia. I just don't want her to pee in the room because I have the door open.
Oh no.
What are you doing? On her face.
Okay, sorry.
Like, I have an aunt that loves giraffes are her favorite animal. And everybody gets her giraffe everything. Giraffe mug, giraffe, like, you know?
My aunt loves pigs. And so little pig figurines, little pig everything. Like, yeah, same thing.
Like, why do people do that?
I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. I don't think
I
about
agree,
that
though.
yet.
This man is fucked.
Yeah, like, at this point.
He is going to have a manatee tombstone. They're going to spread his ashes with the manatees somewhere in the world. Like,
but, like, how far did this bit have to go for him to, like, it be his basically whole personality with the son?
Well, okay, so then I was thinking about that
You
too.
know what I'm saying, though?
Like,
yeah.
the son must be really sensitive. Because I feel like guys, like, you get to a certain age and the dad could have been like,
dude,
thanks, son. But, like, manatees aren't actually my favorite animal. And he would have laughed it off, you know, because you understand that as a kid, you get upset about
but
things.
like,
and, like,
you think it's going to break your kid's
but your
heart
kid is
that much
30
as a
years old.
30-year-old. Yeah.
I think they're both really sensitive. Because either, I think the dad doesn't want to break the son's heart, and the son is just...
is gonna
I think
have
we need
his
a
heart broken.
parent's take here.
Yeah. Because I can't...
deadass.
I don't know. Because my
I couldn't do it. There's no way it
No.
would go that far for
Dude,
me.
one time, damn, my mom's gonna kill me for saying this on the podcast. But one time I gave my mom for her birthday, I don't know, I was little, I was like 8 years old, and I had like $10. And I went to Ross and I bought her a candle and a candle holder, but the candle holder was like a purple owl. That shit was never on display. Like that thing was in a closet in the corner, like never saw
And
it.
looking back now, you're like, that thing was hideous.
Yes, like I don't, you know. So my mom clearly didn't tell me owls were her favorite animal.
That's so sweet, though. Oh,
I know.
That's fucking heartbreaking, bro.
But it's like, obviously she didn't say like, ew, when I gave it to her, but it's just like, as you get older, you kind of realize,
You're
hey, like that never came
nice.
up. Yeah.
You know, okay, but I'm going to separate it a little bit here because Bao is going to be the same way when we have kids. And if a kid comes home for one day from school from like those little dinditas that they have like for Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, they're not getting money for that shit.
No, but hold on. If they do buy something, they're going to be like, oh, versus I would get it and I would be like, okay, I'm going to put this on the tree. Like, I feel bad for them. Not bad for them, but me llena de tanto sentimiento that like, I don't want to break this little kid's heart that got this for me.
And I do see why you say that I would be that way, but I've actually thought long and hard about this subject. I think we should just have Comadreando be the next episode. I have a lot to say about this. I've thought long and hard about this because my mom was that like no drawings on the refrigerator, and my grandma was the complete opposite. Like anything I gave my grandma, it was like displayed for years, you know. And like, although I don't technically want to be like a refrigerator mom, like I want to give them their space for those things because I know that
Have you seen those things that you hang up and it's like a frame and you're like, you get to display new art and it's like meant for a certain paper and then you're like, here, you can do something new. And then it gives them that sense of like, Oh, mom does. She
exactly.
is proud of my art.
So like, I'm not necessarily just gonna like disregard these things because I know it's important for like their development.
In esta casa, aesthetic matters.
My oldest niece, one of the first Christmas where she had the little tiendita at her school. Well, obviously I'm assuming there's only limited amount of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So she got me this pen that had a little golf ball on the top. And then I open it and bro, my sensitive Mario was about to fucking cry when I opened it. And she was like, "You like golf, right?" And I do like golf. And I was just like, "Yes." And
there you go. You'd be like the manatee dad.
and I keep
golf
it.
everything.
For years, I kept that pen in my backpack in case like she asked or like she would see me and I would have to like write with it or something. I don't know where it is now, but yeah, this was like 6 years ago.
And those gifts are always sweet because it's like they think about you while they're like at their little store, you know, and like that is like a little different to me because it is like every year they get us something
like
from
the Christmas
How
for the
is
kids
that much
thing.
more different than the manatee?
Because okay, at 6 years old I get it, but at 15, 16, tell your fucking kid you don't like manatees anymore.
The kid is
like
30. They're going to Florida. Your window has passed.
It's like every birthday, every Christmas, you get something from manatee.
That's why my question is like, how far did this bit go for like
Too fucking far.
how bad was the
30
obsession?
years far.
You know, did you guys not bond on anything else? Like no sports?
Oh, that's
no.
sad.
So
Maybe we should do Comadreando.
Anyway,
now I'm sad.
that's where my head was going. I was like, how deep was this?
Well, luckily, for when it's time, you guys have a perfect balance. You're going to have this one with the perfect frames, and you're going to just be having a backpack full of shit.
his car.
Just in case the kid asks or sees it.
It just makes me so sad because I like put myself in their position and like me imagino todo chiquito like trying to pick something out for my family and they're like, "This is for my uncle." Like there's like I don't know.
That's why I'm saying
heart.
like it's sweet. It's a sweet gesture and I definitely don't take away from that. But like at 30 years old, 30. I hope I'll be able to have a conversation with my kids and be like, I actually don't like manatees.
Imagine it's just the ex-wife like, "Hey, sí, cómprale estos a manatee," just to like piss them off and now
That's what I was asking. I was like, does this bitch know? Like, she has to.
All right, but we all agree that getting gifts of the animal you like is a little cringe, right?
Yes.
Like,
after a certain point, I feel like
kids always get a free pass.
Yes.
That guy is 30.
Yes.
There's no more free passes. Why are you still doing that?
Or like adult friends, you know, like it's just like,
or like every now so when we were in Venice, remember we went to the glass shops where they had a whole bunch of glass stuff and I saw a glass elephant and I bought one for my dad because my grandma really likes elephants.
but your dad likes that kind of thing.
See, so really that's where I was going. So like I think it really just depends on.
And my
person.
aunt with the pigs, she does genuinely like that shit.
Okay.
So like we get it for her because we know she likes
So
it, and she has like little display boxes where it's like all the little
But
things that people get her.
But if it wasn't because of that, hell no, I wouldn't.
No,
buy
it's not like your dad has a house full of elephants.
And you have taste.
Yeah, it was
and a huge
really,
heart, but taste.
It was also very subtle. It was like this big. It was probably like 2 inches long.
I'm gonna get you a golf backpack.
I do need one. I do need a golf bag.
And that'll be what you put all your sentimental things in, that whatever it ends up being. Manatees, golf balls. Anyway.
Oh my God. All right. We're getting into Comadreando now?
Yep.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed
Good
our little
tangent.
segue. Wow, some of these are long. Let's start with this one. Okay.
Do manatees make noises?
Ask Charlie.
No, hold on. Manatee noises. Yeah, they do. Wait, why can't you hear it? Oh. That's their noise.
Sounds like someone's throwing up.
Yeah.
Manatees
Yeah, that wasn't a good manatee noise.
taking them fat.
I don't know.
Anyways, it's enough manatee talk.
I don't think I've ever talked that much about manatees in my entire life.
I know.
Okay. Proceed.
Now we need to go to SeaWorld or something to see the manatees. Okay. We're starting Comadreando. Is cheating worse when it's ongoing versus once? I look like the villain in the story, and honestly, I am, but here's the twist. I cheated early in the relationship. Once, no ongoing affair, no emotional double life, just a single decision I regretted almost immediately. I confessed, we almost broke up, but she decided to stay. I promised it would never happen again, and it didn't. 4 years after that. Oh, no. Sorry, I need to reread that because I thought he was saying something different. 4 years after that, I carried the guilt. I overreacted in every way. I became the most present, supportive partner I could be. I showed up to a family event, helped her with work stress, supported her career moves, adjusted my life around hers.
That's going above and beyond. Sorry, first question.
Bare minimum. I didn't flirt. I didn't put myself in risky situations. I generally believed I had changed and earned back trust through consistency.
What do you think a relationship is, my guy?
But something always felt slightly off. She'd bring up my mistake during arguments, sometimes subtly, sometimes directly. Anytime I questioned her behavior or expressed discomfort, it came back to what I've done years ago. I accepted it. I told myself that was the price of staying together. 5 years in, I found out she had been cheating on me for almost a year. Not a one-time thing, an ongoing situation with someone she worked with. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. She said she emotionally checked out a long time ago, that she never fully trusted me after my mistake, no matter how hard I tried. That cheating was her way of feeling in control again. What messed me up wasn't just the cheating. It was realizing that my worst mistake became the justification for everything that came after. I was expected to live forever as the one who messed up first, while she got sympathy because her cheating came from pain. We were both wrong, but only one version of the story gets told. In hers, I'm the cheater. In mine, I'm the person who changed and still paid for something long after I stopped doing it. Wow, that took a turn.
So the initial question was, is it worse one time or to have it ongoing?
Yes. I mean, I think whether once or ongoing, like you still cheated. I think that.
I know, I'm like, I'm failing to see why it's clearly it's a competition for y'all.
Yeah.
But to me, cheating is cheating.
Yeah.
Once you've crossed that boundary to have like full on intimacy with somebody else while you're supposed to be committed exclusively to one person, what did you both expect?
And I also feel like as the girl in this specific situation, if she decided to move forward with the relationship, then she had to have let it go. And you can't continue carrying that in for 5 years in your relationship.
Yeah, that's not fair.
You know?
Yeah.
But did she decide, because she's the one that
she forgave him,
but then
stayed together.
But then found out
that she was cheating on him.
She was cheating on him
for a year. So his was a one-time thing. She finds out, she decides to let it go. He stays as a active part of the relationship. I do not want you to think that you went above and beyond. That's fucking crazy. Let's just get that straight. That's what a relationship is, my guy. Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, then she, years later, so let's say year 4, that 5th year of their relationship, she started cheating, but with
blaming that she was hurt.
So when she got caught, she was like, well, this is your fault. Which I don't disagree with her, but also why, if you knew, because you knew you'd bring it up every argument, you started this cheating and then you didn't stop because it wasn't a one-time thing for you. If you knew that you couldn't carry on in this relationship, why did you do that to him? Yeah. Like you were justifying hurting him back, and this became some weird competition for you both on like who could hurt the other person the most, whether you were consciously doing that or not. To me, both of those are wrong equally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the mistake was just continuing the relationship at the beginning. If she was going to hold on to it for even in the arguments.
Because I think you can forgive somebody for cheating if that's really your person.
But then you forgive and you forget. Like you don't bring it into your relationship for the next 5 years. Yeah. So, I mean, to answer the question, once are ongoing, it's still cheating. Yeah. Like, it's still bad. But I mean, it definitely took a turn, because I do feel like I kind of feel bad for him that it like ended up happening that way, because she, in a sense, carried on the relationship for that long. He
deserved the honest chance to move forward if that's what she was explicitly telling him was going to happen. So, but that doesn't mean that you're better than her. Yeah, like I think that's what he's looking for. Yeah, and I'm not going to give that to you, my guy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah.
Moral of the story: don't cheat.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking for. Or maybe it was like we said, it was like it doesn't make it any better because she started feeling a certain way.
Los dos la cagaron.
Yeah.
Period. In your own fucked up way.
Yeah.
Woman ain't shit.
Hey, what the hell?
You're coming in hot.
Why should do it so much more later? Okay.
Okay, this one says, "Oh,
because anything you can do, I can do better."
Why is this a competition, Sylvia? Why is this a competition? Okay.
Sorry.
What's your pet peeve about certain parents?"
Ooh.
Oh, Mario
I'm just
has
kidding.
something to say about this.
Is that it? That's the question.
That's the question. Yeah.
Oh.
What's your pet peeve about certain parents? I assume just like parents
any
in your
parents
like
in
parents
general.
you know.
I feel like this is so broad. Is
I
it
know.
like parenting? Is it parents like our age parents, new parents, all of the above?
Yeah.
And maybe just parents we know. Like
That's
shit that
kind
they
of like
do.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's just go with that one.
Okay.
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. What's your pet peeve about certain parents?
Okay. I feel like this is someone you know that's trying to figure
I
out.
know.
This is a parent
Like,
that
oh my
one of
God.
us knows.
You're my pet peeve.
I'm a little scared.
Whatever you're
a little
doing,
scared to
everything
answer
you
this
do is
question.
my pet peeve.
You're like, so-and-so, the way you do this to your kids, I don't like it. I don't like that shit.
Can y'all just read to your kids, please?
Seriously. I have a couple things.
Yeah,
But
I feel like I have a couple too, but go for it.
I'm going to start with the way I always start when it comes to parenting, like to each their own, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
100%.
parenting is fucking hard. I'm not one yet. I don't know. Like people make their decisions while they're trying to survive, you know?
Literally.
So this is just from like the outside in, obviously, and just like things that I always say, like, well, I would do something differently.
Yeah.
But there's two things. I think one is when parents deny their children's like health.
Yes.
I think
that's
kids,
probably at the top of my
yeah.
list.
I think kids only know what they know because you've shown and told them about it. They don't know anything else other than that. So I think that like a parent that gives kids too much sugar or snacks that they shouldn't be eating or
You can't miss what you haven't had.
exactly.
When you're a
yeah.
kid. There's a perfect example on TikTok. I'll see if I find it by the time I post this. But it's a kid at the dinner table and the mom lifts up 2 plates. And under one plate it's a pile of gummy bears, and under the other one it's a pile of fruit. And the kid looks at the gummy bears,
Like,
picks it
what's
up,
this?
and goes, "¿Qué es esto, mami? What is
Yeah.
this?" Because he had never been
doesn't-
introduced
yeah.
to gummy
Goals.
bears. And then puts
Yeah.
down the gummy bear, reaches for fruit, and starts eating the fruit.
And then tries a gummy bear and is like, and then
Yeah.
continues eating the fruit. And I think that's it. It's really true, you know.
It
And like,
is.
it's just like,
Well,
yeah,
it's human condition, and we know it because we've lived it. And it's
Yes.
so hard to break that habit because somewhere along the line, whether it was our parents or ourselves, we broke that link.
Yeah.
And so you know better. So why wouldn't you do that with your kids that are like impressionable and
I
they're
think-
your responsibility?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that dynamic changes though once you're a parent, because trust me,
sure.
when I'm in my uncle mode and my nieces are like quiero esto, or like even before like our health
Yeah.
kick started like kicking in or went like full blown in our lives. Like if one of my nieces or nephews that came up to me and was like quiero esto, I'm the first one. I'm a fucking sucker for these kids. I'm
Yeah.
the first one to fold and be like, hell yeah, here's the bag of chips.
But I'm gonna argue on that one. I think that as like the aunts and uncles, you kind of get a pass,
Yeah.
but as the parent, you don't. And not to say that the aunts and uncles should get a pass, because at the end of the day, like you also know better and you're the adult in the situation. But as a parent, like you are that children's like everything, and they only know what you're teaching them, you know? And so, yeah, I get the like, I just give them the candy, but why? Give them a fucking strawberry. They don't know. They've never had
Yeah.
the candy. So why even start them on there? And I'm not saying that eventually they're not going to start eating it. It's really just like the first 2 to 3 years that are like extremely
it's
pivotal.
when they're,
Yeah, but it can happen. Like say our friend came over and was telling us the example that he gave
Oh, on accident.
on
Yeah,
accident.
Well,
Well, not
on
really an accident, but the kid was looking at
mindlessly.
candy, and he gave him his nephew a piece of candy. He didn't know that kid wasn't eating candy. Next thing you know, this kid is bouncing up and down the walls, and he's like, "Oh shit!" He immediately reacted and was like, "Oh, it's the candy." And the parents came over and was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
there's things that are gonna happen, and that is sometimes I think as family you're like, "Ay, ¿qué le va a pasar?" You know, or you just don't think about it because it's just so natural to us to just give the kids what
well,
they
then
want.
I feel like that just reaffirms why that's like a pet peeve, because I'm like, that's literally your one job is to look out for this young, vulnerable, impressionable thing.
Yeah.
And that was the choice you
Yeah.
made.
And if the parents tell you like, no, they don't eat sugar, then do everything in your power not to give them sugar. I could see if the parent, like, I'm sure that, like, I know that the parents didn't tell our friend anything. They weren't even mad about it. They were just like, well, now he's your responsibility because he's jumping off the walls.
Yes. Sugar wears off.
100%. I would have done the same thing. Like, well, now you got to take care of him because I didn't, that wasn't my doing.
I didn't
do
that shit. I told you not to do that shit. Yeah.
But if the parents I could see, like, if the parents would have said, like, he doesn't eat sugar and then he still would have given it to him, then that's a boundary you crossed. And like, that's not okay either, So I think that's definitely like at the top of my list. And another one is also like denying your kids something that they need. So say that, like, and by what I mean by like something that they need, it's more of a, like, I don't know how to word
like on their health. It's or like their well-being.
I do.
Like their well-being.
If you're seeing that your kid has issues with cognitive behavior, speech behaviors, and you're not getting them the professional help, dyslexia, they're getting stuff confused, and you're not seeking professional help because you're not a professional, and that's okay. I think that's irresponsible.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm gonna say it for
exactly
you.
what I needed to say.
And I think there's already so much information out there that you can't.
There's no shame in that these days.
There's not, and you can't blame. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. It's not like when we were growing up and our parents.
We didn't know. Emotional intelligence was a psychological phrase that didn't come out until 1995 or something like that. I was 3.
Yeah.
So my parents literally didn't know better when it came to me regulating my emotions or whatever.
And around that time, I think the así son los niños was very popular.
Yeah.
And coming from immigrant families where healthcare and that kind of like mentality was even more or less seen in their countries. Obviously, like, I have undiagnosed ADHD, and I'm definitely on the spectrum. And
Same.
I could have definitely used. Hell yeah! I love that little puzzle piece thingy. I'm gonna get a tattoo on me.
Oh my god!
But
I could have definitely
friendship
used
tattoo.
Yeah, it's just the autism fucking. Oh my god!
Please don't cancel us. I'm being dead ass. I have social cue problems.
Yeah, well, I do too, and like. The older I get, I can like see the more research
it's a spectrum for a reason.
Yeah, and then
we're on it.
I could have definitely used some speech therapy when I was younger, and that's why I stutter so much, and that's why like I have a hard time like communicating because I know what I want to say, it just doesn't come out correctly. So I know I had some sort of aparte de los 3 concussions que tuve, some sort of speech impairment that I could have definitely
impairment.
Impairment that I could have. What the fuck did I say?
Instead of speech impediment, you said impairment.
That I could have definitely.
We're not joking, anybody.
Impediment. I need to pedal. That I could have definitely gotten a lot of value out of when I was younger, but my parents didn't see it that way. But now,
you can't blame them for something that they didn't know.
But now with so much more research that's out there,
and it purely boils down to like you feel shame over your kid needing this help, and that's not acceptable.
No.
Period. Not in this day and age.
It's also like.
I feel like it's a lot less acceptable for you to see your kid struggling and you not accepting it and not giving them the help. Like I'm going to judge you 100% more that you're not giving them the help than the fact that the kid needs help.
Yes.
Because 100%. Then now your tribe knows, and it's like, then now I'm more down to be like, hey, I got this gift for your kid because I know. There's no shame or embarrassment in it. It's just, it is what it is. Así salió el niño. Lamentablemente. Well, like, not lamentablemente. It's just, it is what it is. Así pasó.
Well, and to your point, that's such a beautiful way to be able to connect to somebody deeper. As your tia, knowing that you have an issue with dyslexia. Now I can buy more conscious toys. Like I know how to better serve you as a tia because I know what to buy for you now, not just go buy whatever I think you'd like or whatever superhero you're into at the time. Like I'm buying you things that will help with that learning function. And I always try to look at like where are the missed opportunities there. And like, not only are you doing a disservice to your child, but you're not allowing them to connect with their world fully and their people, because how am I supposed to know if you're not acknowledging it, and I don't feel comfortable doing that and shedding light on something you won't acknowledge. Like it's just everybody loses. I think in that situation, not just the kid.
Yeah, I hold so much respect for my sister because she was a behavioral therapist, so she worked a lot with autistic kids, a lot of kids on different sides of the spectrum, and she got pretty high up in her career, but. Seeing her and how she worked with certain kids and how she like dealt with certain things, and you can just automatically tell like she already knew when a kid had puta madre impeachment
impediment
that she knew how to like handle the kid and how to calm them down or talk to them
Yeah.
And
that's a gift.
Yeah.
My ex-fiance Drew, he had a degree in early childhood special education, and he had a gift working with children. Like it was actually really beautiful to watch, but his biggest struggle in the school district was like, there are some parents that just won't fucking acknowledge that their kids have a problem and they need help, and I want to help them. Like,
so that's the pet peeve, right? Is like the not acknowledging or just like pushing it to the side porque like
for whatever reason.
They'll grow out of it or they'll whatever like the reason may be. And I just feel like there's so
he's
many...
not talking because he's 3. It's okay. He's a boy. They just develop late.
Like the boys are boys thing.
And you do see that a lot with boys because a lot of times boys do have a delay or, you know, they're more hyperactive or whatever it is. And a lot of parents do like kind of push that aside. And when it's a girl, it's like, no, there's something wrong with her. You know, like right away.
Yeah, that's so true. Just, oh my God. That's like a whole other conversation we could dive in.
It's just, I think that just like not helping your children the way that they need the help. There's so many tools now at home too. Like it doesn't even, like, yes, it should be professional, but if you, for whatever reason, can't get that professional help right now, or you just, I don't know, like don't have the means at the, whatever the case might be. There's so many tools that can help you at home now that it's just like, not helping your kid.
Or you have a tribe around you. Tell your friends like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Like if you see any resources, or maybe you do have a friend or a family member that knows or specializes in something like that, like open your world a little bit. It's only fair for the kid.
So
those are good ones.
I'm going to leave it at those two.
Those are strong ones.
And the help.
The only other one that comes to my head is when kids get yanked around and like you get visibly annoyed at them, which I was just telling you about spending time with my best friend and her kid, and he's in the terrible twos, and like you can see it in their eyes where they're just like Yahweh, like just get it together. But they take turns so that they're still gentle, they still speak with kindness, and like I'm not gonna say it doesn't take a fuck ton of patience, because kids require a lot of patience, but there is a reason I have adopted the idea that I am not ready for children, because I don't have that kind of patience right now. And I cannot stand seeing a parent yank a kid around just because they're annoyed with the questions they ask. They're tired, like tough shit. You decided to be a parent, so pay attention. And I have this one vivid memory. There's this girl that I haven't been friends with for years, but like I met her through mutual friends. And she had 2 kids. And she was in a marriage, which she's not in anymore, but it was clearly not a good marriage. And they had the second baby as like a maybe this will fix it type thing. And
that's a pet peeve too.
Yes. And the little one was a girl, but the older one was a boy. And we were at the Ocean Beach Farmers Market with them, and of course the little girl is in her perfect outfit and she's taking pictures of her, and it's like, oh, that's, you know, I don't want to say her name because I don't want to not that I don't think she'd ever listen to this, but she's like, oh, like this is my girl. Meanwhile the boy is just kind of like neglected, and it pissed me off so much that I felt every time that I'd hang out with her and her kids, I felt like an obligation to overcompensate for her and pay attention to him and play with him. And it sucked because the baby was really cute too. So I'm like, I want time with the baby, but I feel so bad for him. And we were at the Ocean Beach Farmers Market, and it's crowded, and she's got the stroller with the baby, and we've got him. And so I'm like, I'll handle him. I'll hold his hand. He's asking questions, whatever. I put him on my shoulders. Like, if I felt my heart break in that moment, and that's actually why we stopped being friends, because I had a conversation with her after this time. I put him on my shoulders, and he just seemed so happy, like, oh my God, someone's finally paying attention to me, and like super curious about things. Then he had to go to the bathroom. So we go to the Rite Aid that's like at the beginning of Newport, and we're in line, and he's reading the tags on, you know, where like all the chicles and the little shit is right before you get to the front. So she buys water after we go to the bathroom. We're in line, and he's like, oh, this says $199. And I got down to his level, like you do with children. I'm not even a mom, and I fucking know that. And I'm like, no, this is $1.99. You see this is a decimal. This means that this is $1. These are, and I'm explaining, and she goes, wow, you're so good with him. And I was so annoyed with her by this point that I was like, yeah, this is what you,
it's okay. We can be, we'll bleep it. It's okay.
I was doing so good. Thank goodness for edits. Anyway, I was like, yeah, that's what you do with children. You explain, you like take the time. And then she could tell that I was so annoyed with her. So we like walked back to the car. I helped her put the kids in the car, and I ended up texting her later that day. And I was just, I don't know if this was my place or not. Put it down in the comments if you think I stepped out of boundaries. But to me, being a good friend is also pointing stuff out like that. And we did end up later like making amends, and she reached out and was like, I was in a bad place. I'm actually now leaving my husband, this and that. Like we ended up being okay after that. We're still not friends anymore because it did ruin the friendship, but I didn't know what else to do. Like I don't know how to navigate that situation and not tell you like you're fucking up. Like this isn't okay. And as your friend, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice by not saying that, but I'm really hypersensitive now to people that are just like, like with their kids. Cause I'm just like, they're literally just kids. They don't know any better. Like she was so annoyed at all the questions he was asking. And I'm like, kids have a million questions. What did you expect? That's what being a kid is. So having a lack of patience to where, and I get it, there's days where you're probably like, ya estoy harta, like, and I can't do anymore. And I don't blame people for the one-off times because you're only human. But that's not what this was.
Like
this
when
was
it's a constant.
it was at home. It was in public. Like it didn't matter where. It was like this little boy was just such a burden for her. And that's so unfair for him to feel. Like, you know, that's psychologically going to hit somewhere later. Yeah. And that's not cool. So lack of patience. Don't have children if you don't have patience.
Or find some patience.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Literally. You got any pet peeves?
I think you guys pretty much hit it right on with the ones that
just really railing into people now.
I know. We're gonna get canceled for sure.
I think for me it's the parents that try to shelter their kids from the outside world, or that like
I have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, because the world exists, you know, and one day they're gonna be curious, and they're gonna have friends that are a lot more lively, and they're gonna, you know, conversations exist, and kids are gonna be curious. And when you get to middle school, the world is just so. Now I think with the accessibility of the internet,
it's even more prominent of an issue.
Yeah, it's gonna be more of an issue for you to, I guess, kind of keep the innocence. It's just gonna be even harder. So it's like having not. I guess that kind of comes around to like being able to have that open communication with your kids. Yes. And if they're curious, just tell them the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if the curiosity is already coming up, then I really do think it opens that door. I do have a hard time. And I mean, this could change, right? Like once we have kids and stuff, I have a hard time with keeping them little, because the world's gonna fucking take care of not keeping them little really fucking quick. You know, like you said, you go into middle school and it's really quick, but it's also like, when is that right time of like, where's the fine line between like, okay, they're ready for these kinds of conversations, or like, do I keep their innocence for as long as I can because the world's gonna take care of taking that away from them?
Yeah, true. I think it's more of them.
I think that also comes down to subjects. I think what Bao said is perfect. I think if they're already curious, then I'm not going to keep it from them. Yes. Right. But I'm not going to be like,
because they're asking for a reason.
Yeah. I'm not going to just be like, here's the world and here's about sex and drugs and profanity. And, you know, I'm going to try to keep the innocence as long as possible. But if the curiosity is already there, then it's my obligation to like open their eyes and let them know that they can trust me whenever they have questions about the world. I'm not gonna no los voy a ciegar y les voy a decir.
I'd rather they ask me.
Yes.
Exacto. Yeah.
Like I think that's because that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, exactly. Because realistically, like, we're living in an age where kids are gonna start asking Charlie, Chat GPT, and then they're never gonna have these conversations with humans, and like, you know, that can actually give you a true, like, I
think that's what scares me example. Is the accessibility of everything. And I see sometimes my nieces how much access they have to like YouTube and TikTok, and even if like there are parental guidelines established, I mean, you can get out of those like super fast, and there are other ways. Or kids just talk to each other and they're like, oh, you can do this to like access the adult YouTube or something, you know? So it's like, it's just, how do you, it's a weird balance of like, how do I keep the innocence and how do I keep them off the internet realistically, because that's where they're going to learn the majority of the stuff. And like you said, AI is getting even crazier. So like the access of AI on your phone now it's just like they're just one step away from like anything.
Well,
really.
but to your point, technology aside, kids still go to school. They talk to each other. Like
they still have questions.
They're still going to have questions. So if you don't have that safe space where they trust that they can ask you those questions, because you're either going to brush it aside or you're going to be like, oh, we don't talk about that. Or I have very strong feelings about this when it comes to sex. Obviously, that's always been a big what? I was waiting for it. Just because I feel like the only reason, especially in this country, that we hypersexualize things is because nobody's comfortable having open and honest conversations about it. And that starts when kids are little. Yeah. Like, I don't remember who I was talking to the other day, but I was like, I had my first kiss when I was 5. Like, it was nap time at ESS and we were laying on our little mats and we were just like, you like turn over again, you know what I mean?
That's funny because like my first experience with a girl, but no, this is not in that way. But I vividly remember.
He's like, was when I met Pao.
Vividly remember 5 years ago we were at Melly's house and I saw Pao for the first time.
Tried 8 years,
and I was like, what is this? Anyway. No, but I do remember the first time that I remember liking a girl. I think I was in preschool or kindergarten.
Like, it happens so much earlier than we think.
Yeah. I mean, and when you think about it as a parent, obviously we're not parents, guys. I also hate that you're not a parent, you don't understand. Yeah. Because you know what? I'm going to have my own opinions.
I parented both of my siblings better than my parents ever did. And I'm not even going to say sorry for saying that. So I'm just going to say that.
We just have opinions, okay?
Well, and I mean, I think that like as people that aren't parents that are planning on being parents, like you are allowed to an opinion because that's how you know how you want to raise your kids. And whether that changes once you have them or not, like you have to have some kind of standard for you know, like we obviously have to talk about parenting. Like what if his parenting style was way different than mine, and then this just would never work out. Right. So
obviously
we have to have similar opinions.
And then in 10 years or 15 years, our kids are gonna fucking hop on YouTube and see all these damn episodes, you know?
But block them for life.
It's like, Dad, why do you keep talking about going to Coachella and taking vitamins? Like what? You know, like
what is that, nerd?
Like you're like Flintstone vitamins. You just take Flintstone vitamins at Coachella.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have to have these open conversations with my kids.
Yeah.
But I am also super down to have them because I'm not saying my parents were super sheltered me, but to an extent they did a little bit. You know, they tried to keep the innocence, and I'm super thankful for them for that because the world can be a very cruel place, and I grew up I grew up with a lot of my family members being cholos, and I could have easily fallen into the wrong crowd. Yeah. And my parents did their very best to keep me out of that crowd and keep my mentality in a safe place. So it's like they were very open with that, and I thank them so much for that. So it's like I obviously want to carry that into with my kids and my relationship with my kids. So it's like, the world is a cruel place, but like how Pao said, once the curiosity is there, then I'll hit them with like the truth.
That's why it's also like case by case. Like kids are really, all kids are different, and like one little boy can be really advanced and like be questioning things that like the one next to him isn't questioning about. Sure. So it's just like also knowing your kids and like knowing, maybe like reading the room and kind of be like, okay, maybe it's about time we start to have these conversations, because you can already tell, like, I don't know, like there's just pues hay niños que son más avanzados que
like
otros.
Case by case, like I already know which one of my nephews and nieces are going to be a lot more out there than their sibling. You can already tell. It usually happens to like the youngest one. Is always the one, because they're watching the oldest one. They're getting the habits from the older one.
And I like with everything, there's exceptions. Like I always think about like Kelly's family and his mom adopting 7 kids.
Still wild.
But they came from, not the most pleasant background. So there were certain things that they had to shelter all the kids from because they couldn't expose this group of kids to that. That's different. But if you're having an effect on your children from top to bottom, you're helping to raise them, I think you're doing them a massive disservice by like keeping certain things taboo, no matter how uncomfortable it is even for you to talk about with your children. I think it's just important, because if you can provide an informed and neutral space for them to form an opinion and have healthy conversations about things, then that's all you can do. The rest they're going to do regardless. So why not set that healthy foundation of you can come here, this is a safe space, here's what we know, let's look into it together. Like I had a friend who I always really admired her parenting style, and she had one kid that was diagnosed with Asperger's, which I know now is just part of the spectrum, Her older child she had when she was really young, and then they were all very spaced apart. 3 very different children. And the one with Asperger's also has like very vulgar and violent tendencies. And like he loves to make rap music, but it's like horrible subjects. Like he talks about rape and this and that. And she's talks to him often about like, you know, like you have a grandma that raised you and a single mother that raised you. Like this is offensive. And he's on the spectrum. So he's just kind of like, why? Like I'm just saying words. And so she has to have those like social cue convos, but she made him write reports on like drugs, abuse, like all these things, and like made him research the subject, which I always thought was really valuable. And her sister would never stop criticizing her for it. Like, why are you doing that? You're exposing him to this and that. And I'm like, because he's doing it anyway. So why wouldn't I make him like think about it, especially because he has this disability that doesn't allow him to understand why it's socially wrong what he's doing. So I need him to have all of like the information, and I always really admired that. That's not what every kid is going to need, but for him he needed it because he also had a behavioral boundary that prevented him from processing that like another kid would. And so I always thought that was really good on her for knowing that each kid was also an individual, that like certain conversations needed to be approached at maybe sooner times or more different than she would with one or the other. And I mean, being a parent is hard. I get it. But I think it all comes down to knowing your kid as an individual. And if you know that this individual needs something, have the hard conversation, answer that tough question, because they're going to seek that from somebody else. And I'd rather control the narrative as a parent personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do agree with that. All right, well, that's enough on our parenting.
Jesus Christ.
Opinions. Y'all wanted to know,
our second episode of the year of unqualified parenting advice.
I'm going to put that out there. Y'all asked us, all right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on.
That was a good one.
To another cheating story.
Well, I forgot we were doing this now.
I found out my partner was cheating on me with my sister.
Hey, yo.
Not a distant sister, not someone I barely talked to. My sister, the one who knew everything about our relationship. The one I thought would always have my back. At first, I thought I was paranoid. I noticed how comfortable they were around each other, inside jokes, lingering looks, how she defended him a little too hard when I complained. I told myself I was being dramatic because the idea felt too sick to be real. I found out by accident. A text came through on his phone while he was in the shower. I recognized the nickname immediately because I gave it to her. Of course, I got curious because it was a little too late to be texting. When I opened the text, to my surprise, I see her naked ass body on the text thread. So, of course, I scroll, find more evidence, and send it to myself. When I confronted him, he didn't deny it. He said it just happened and that it started when they bonded, how stressed he was with me. He said it didn't mean anything and that he still loved me. When I confronted my sister, she cried and said she never meant to hurt me. She said she felt seen by him. She said it wasn't planned. She said she hated herself but not enough to stop. The worst part isn't that I lost a partner. It's that I lost my sense of safety. I don't know how to trust family the same way again. I don't know how to trust my judgment. 2 people who claim to love me chose each other, knowing exactly what it would do to me. They're not together anymore. Neither of them are in my life. And somehow I'm the one expected to heal, to move on, to be the bigger person. But some betrayals don't just break your heart. They rewrite how you see love, loyalty, and family forever. Ouch.
I want to hug you.
I know. That one hurt.
Well, number one, I'm sorry. You have every right to feel betrayed, to question sense of safety, loyalty, because it was both of those people's jobs to protect the integrity of that period. And so I hope you feel validated in that feeling, but I also really hope that you don't give up on love as a result of that. Like, especially with your sister, shame on her. Where the fuck is she? Call me, sis. I'll take care of it for you. Like,
she didn't hate herself. She hated you.
Yo, I do also, with everything I've ever preached about family, I do also think it's good on you for removing her. And don't feel bad. And fuck that you have to be the one to heal to let people back in or whatever the fuck anyone's expecting out of you. Like, I think everything you're feeling and everything you proceeded to do by removing them from your life, or whether that happened naturally, is perfect. And I think you need to just use that space to figure out how to heal something in yourself. Because I really, really hope that at the end of the day, no matter how much it hurts and how shitty this is, that you can still look at it and say that you did nothing wrong. That was a choice by two people to hurt somebody that they both loved. And yes, we're all entitled to making mistakes and everything, but that's a really big one. So I'm sending you a huge hug. That's really fucking awful.
Well, I think that's what she means by like expecting, she is the one that's expected to heal, because it is traumatizing.
But for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I hope you don't feel like the expectation by other people, but I think you should allow yourself the opportunity to let other people back into your life, regardless of what happened.
Well, because you do deserve good love. Just because these people made you feel like that either wasn't what you were getting or wasn't what you would ultimately get, doesn't mean that you won't. Mm-hmm. And so, thank you for catching that. I hope the expectation to heal is for you, not for them to repair anything, because fuck them.
Or to definitely let them back in or anything. It's really just like moving on for yourself so that you are able to move on and not be stuck in this obviously horrible situation. But it's just just
that's
like
also
being
such a one-off situation. Like, how often does that happen, really? With I mean, more than it should, period. But like, I don't hear that a lot outside of like a rom-com, you know what I mean? Like, please know that that's not gonna be what happens every time. And yes, love is a huge risk, but as cliche as it sounds, it's sometimes better to love and lose than never love at all. So I hope someday your heart heals to accept something much better, because karma will come back to you and you deserve it.
Yeah, seriously.
So I was saying, like, the opportunity thing is like, just because they hurt you, please, I mean, heal for yourself, but also give yourself the space and opportunity to let people in, because you never know who else is going to come into your life and show you what love really is, and love you the way that you're supposed to be loved, or what you think you should be loved.
You can come over for my Valentine's Day. We can hang out. Mario's a hater.
Yes, but
we love each other over here.
We just sit down and tell each other how much we love each other, and it's so great.
Those safe spaces do exist. Fuck the haters.
And we're gonna drink mango wine and just eat
mango wine. Orange wine. Cállate, güey. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say than what you said, so I agree. I hope that you are healing for yourself and nobody else, and just moving on from this very one-off situation, I feel.
And have your hoe face.
Yeah.
Flush it out.
I think having a hoe face is very, very... Oh, shit.
I don't know.
I don't know. You know, just a thought.
Or whatever. LOL. Adding LOL at the end of a text.
But cada quien. Just go after all of his family. His fucking his tia, his mom.
Okay, wait, you know something you can do if you want to be petty?
Oh, shit.
This is really funny that
this is what people really come to Comadreando for.
My friend brought this up the other day, and I was like, the last person I ever thought would like think of something like this, but I guess she saw it on TikTok, and it's very valid.
Of course.
This girl got cheated on and whatever, like she was telling her story, and so at the end of that, she went in and signed up her ex-boyfriend for like every insurance and infomercial emails, and so people were calling him like non-stop because his name and phone number just went into the thing.
I approve.
So I don't know, it could be a little petty sometimes. It's okay.
So you don't have to be the bigger person all the time. I have seen things like that, and trust me, my petty ass has thought about it plenty of times before in like my ex relationships. But you can
my god, I just had a dark thought
announcement. You could actually get sued for that. So
really,
if they found out that it was you, because it's some sort of harassment.
Ugh, that's lame.
But anyways, to do it anyway.
I mean, one insurance will get you all the insurances.
Just
so you'll be
go
okay.
on Indeed and start applying for jobs. No, never mind. Switch his career. Give him a whole other opportunity. No, because like, you know how Indeed, when you start applying, sometimes there's the spam jobs, and somehow your shit just gets sold to a whole fucking database. Oh god, I hate that shit.
Okay.
We need unhinged
That's
pal.
hilarious, though. I know.
People come for unhinged pal.
That was a good one.
Like I said, fuck his brother. Hope he has one. If not, I don't know, cousin, dad. I don't know, something.
Mom.
We're at that age, sis, where it's it could be both. Yep. It could be the father or the son.
Take his
And the
dog.
Holy Spirit. Let's go. All right. I grew up watching my parents struggle financially. Everything was stress, arguments, and sacrifice. When I finally got stable in my career, I promised myself I'd never live like that again. I valued peace, freedom, and not constantly worrying about money. I've been with my partner for years now. They're kind, loyal, and emotionally available, but they're not ambitious in the same way I am. They're content. I've helped cover rent more times than I can count. I've paid for trips, emergencies, and little things that add up. I don't resent them, but I do feel tired. Recently, I got a job offer in another city. Better pay, better lifestyle, everything I work toward. My partner can't come. Their job, their family, their comfort is here. They asked me to stay and build a life where we are now. They said love should be enough. I haven't decided yet. Leaving would hurt them deeply. Staying would mean letting go of something I worked for years. There's no betrayal here, no lying, just a choice that feels selfish no matter what I do. I keep asking myself if choosing myself makes me a bad person or if sacrificing my future for love would eventually turn into resentment.
You already know the answer.
Yeah.
Also, I really implore you to change the word selfish to self-full. It's not a selfish thing to go after something that you worked so hard for. Pack your bags, sis.
Yep.
Where do I send the champagne?
There's so many more opportunities out there too.
Orange wine.
I feel like all things aside, right? Like even, I mean, I don't know. She mentioned the whole like being like covering rent and trips and emergencies and like little things like that. Like all things aside of him not being ambitious, if this is what you've been working towards and he can't put aside his things after like all the years that you've done so much for him and supported him, then like I feel like that's just an answer on its own, you know? Like you've supported him for years in the city that you guys lived in, and now it's your turn. Like, and now it's his turn to support you in your changes.
And he's asking you to stay?
Yeah. Because his comfort and nothing, because it's sorry. No, seriously though, like because he's comfortable at home, 100%. We're all comfortable at home, sis? But like that's not gonna do anything for either of you, you know. And I think she's not going. I think you're not going to resent choosing yourself over love. I think you're going to resent choosing love over yourself in the future. I think it's going to be the other way around. So I would fucking pack your bags. It's a new year. Let's go.
Congrats.
Let me know where I can come visit.
Yeah. Literally.
But yeah, you got any opinions here?
Yeah, no, well, it's hard because we kind of went through that in the beginning where when Bao and I first started dating, I didn't want to leave San Diego. But in a way, my life was a lot different because at the time with Vitality Bowls, I couldn't just up and leave because that business was, I was trying to get that business off of the ground. So it was like, if I wasn't present, then like, how could I have the control? Basically, until I felt comfortable giving the control to a shift leader or a manager, or I was expanding to a second location.
But you're giving this guy too much credit, it sounds like.
Yeah. No. This guy wasn't ambitious at all, apparently.
No. But that was my life. This was my life with Bao in the beginning. Now I'm like, fuck it, let's leave. I don't even care if we go to Texas or Arizona at this point. It's like,
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
If she had gotten an opportunity and you guys had to do long distance,
if she gave me the opportunity to do long distance at the time, yeah, because I was in a relationship prior to that where it wasn't a relationship, it was a situationship where it was long distance.
Whole games.
So I was comfortable with doing the long distance. I wasn't comfortable with leaving just yet.
Okay. We'll see. I feel like that's another answer. I'm not a fan of long distance, but as I get older, I also know that when something is worth it, it's worth it. And your guys' love is something I really admire. I think it's one of my favorite relationships I've ever been around. And it's not perfect, but I think that's why I love it so much.
What?
What you mean? Anyway, but no.
Anyways.
Yeah, no. But what I was going to say is that in my past relationships, though, I have left people for not being ambitious. I've always been an ambitious person. I've always been fascinated, and I've always liked the fact that I could work towards something that I could do for myself. I love businesses.
Yeah.
I love being able to...
You're supportive of other people's businesses.
100%.
Even when they're not supportive back.
Yeah, 100%. And the reason that is because my parents, my dad has always had a business. And I love the fact that regardless of how many issues that we have had, my dad never missed a football game. My dad never missed a presentation, like a school presentation or an award ceremony, because he had the flexibility of opening and closing the business whenever the fuck he wanted.
And I feel like you would translate that, and you do, in your relationship.
Oh, yeah,
So
100%,
I think it also comes down to a critical point that you're shining light on is you guys clearly don't have the same values. And how far is that going to take you, whether you stay here or go somewhere?
Yeah.
Period. Like, ask yourself that question, really. If he's not ambitious now, when people show you who they are, you have to believe them.
Yeah.
And if he's not going to be ambitious later and he's not going to support you, like, how far is that going to take you in other places of your relationship? Like, I think that's the question you have to ask yourself if you're still asking yourself questions.
Yes.
I also want to note that they did say leaving would hurt them deeply. You
But not
already
you.
know that it's
Yeah.
not even hurting you that deep. Like, I'm not saying it's not going to hurt. Like,
For sure.
leaving hurts in general, whether you're in a relationship or not. Like, leaving your comfort and your friends and family.
Just taking
hurts.
a chance is hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they already made up their mind.
Yeah.
You know, I think you just wanted the validation. But I think where I was going with my
Go, girl.
Yeah, yeah. And with my
Choose
past
yourself.
relationships, I knew I was gonna have that resentment if I would have stayed.
Yep.
I dated on 2 separate occasions. I dated somebody that wanted to get into like the creative space, and this was like a long ass time ago. This was when Desi Perkins barely started YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she wanted to get into the makeup game, and boy, I bought her a fucking mic for her camera. I bought her fucking makeup palettes, the Jeffree Star like limited edition, no sé qué mamada, dude. Like, I went far and beyond to support their shit.
I never got a Jeffree Star palette.
You don't want to be a content creator. But
That's what it takes.
and then I was in another situation where she wanted to do music production.
I love when Toxica Pau pops up.
Yeah. It's like, this bitch.
So funny.
Not
I got a
often,
dog.
I know. Like, that's like an alter ego. It's not even like a real
It, like,
person.
just
So it's
switches,
funny.
yeah. And there was another situation where she wanted to be a music producer, and I think the only thing I bought her was like some studio shit and like a speaker, but whatever. The point is that like in both situations, I was the one putting the effort in for their dreams.
Yeah.
So, and at one point I started getting resentment because I was like, why am I doing all the work? You're just, you at one point don't even know what you want to do. And at that point I was just so business driven that I was like, if you can't even put in the effort for yourself, what does that mean? How does that translate into you for me and in my business? And when things get rough, you're not going to understand what it takes to, not have limitations and also
Be in a relationship
while you're trying to build something for yourself, and know that sometimes there are going to be those times where you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit, either of yourself, of the relationship, or whatever it is, even your dreams and aspirations, to let this person follow their dreams. And if you can't do that for yourself, they for sure as hell are not going to show it for yourself. For you.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. We
go.
stand by what we say. Congratulations. Sayonara.
Move
Let
to
us
your
know
new
where we can
city.
send you flowers and have fun. It's going to be great.
Agreed. All right. I left someone I loved because they weren't living up to their potential. Here we go again. There's a theme here.
Jesus.
I feel like the universe is like,
Seriously.
I'm going to cut out what I said earlier and just put it into this one.
And that still sounds horrible to say. Everything else in the relationship was good. They were kind, supportive, loyal, and emotionally available. We rarely fought. They showed up for me in every way that mattered. If you looked at our relationship on paper, it worked. The problem was their career, or more specifically, the way they talked about it. They constantly said they wanted to do something else, something fun, something they actually cared about. And they had the support to try. No kids, no major financial pressure, encouragement from me and their family, time, safety, opportunity. Years passed and nothing changed. The same complaints, the same frustration, the same one day. I started to feel like I was watching someone slowly give up on themselves. And the harder I tried to motivate them, the more I felt like a parent instead of a partner. When we broke up, they were confused and hurt because to them, nothing was wrong. And in a lot of ways, they were right. But I couldn't shake the feeling that staying meant accepting a life built on unrealized potential, and that eventually I'd resent them for it. I still wonder if I was impatient or just honest with myself.
I feel like these women need to talk to each other.
Seriously.
What I said
Find each other.
Yeah.
what I said in the last one stands for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think I don't know. I think people either have the drive or they don't. And I
well,
think,
and you did what you thought was best. The other girl was asking because she knew at the core that that's what it was. And I'm a huge lover girl and I love, but love is not always enough.
Yeah.
And I saw this the other day where it said, love the word is not enough, but love the action is. Mm-hmm. And if there's no action, then love is not enough.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I think that goes to what you said, not to what she said, but it's like there's this battle between like, is it 50-50 or is it 100-100? And I always go with the 100-100.
Yeah.
Because the 50 just means that there's 50% extra of you that's lacking somewhere, or that you don't want to give, or that you're just kind of you're kind of hiding and tucking away.
Have you heard that shift from Mel Robbins? How she said a relationship is not 50-50?
No.
So she says a relationship. No, it's not Mel Robbins. It's Brene Brown.
Okay.
Brene Brown, great author, by the way. She says relationships people say are 50-50, but they're not. You're each an individual, which kind of leans into what you're saying, 100-100. But think about your relationship most days. You wake up really tired, you're at a 20. Mm-hmm. That means it's your responsibility to figure out if you can be the 80, because the relationship itself is 100. And if you both can't bring 50-50, which is really unrealistic to ask of two people every single day, that's what a relationship is. And if you show up and you're like, well, I'm at a 22, that's 40% out of 100 that you have that day together. And your job in a relationship is to figure out, how do we make up for that 60%? Or how do we live with each other throughout this absence of having that full energy, full whatever. And I've always really liked that, because I think it's a crock of shit to think that a relationship is 50-50. You are going to go through times, to support what people have been saying and what you've lived and I've lived, where somebody needs help more than the other person. Mm-hmm. I needed to pay the rent a few times because they didn't have it. So what the fuck? I'm just not going to pay my rent. Mm-hmm. Like, there are going to be times, and I think it's a true testament to the relationship, when you can sit somewhere and be like, okay, you've been at a 30% for a year, but now what the fuck are you going to do about it? Because I can't rely always on being the 70%, because I can't even do that every day. And so it becomes that imbalance of, when it's time to take an opportunity and you've been giving 80% in this relationship, it's their turn to put in 100% and give up everything for you. And you've done this for so long. Like, to me, that math is so beautiful, where it's not 50-50. It never will be. Yeah. It's like, where are you realistically, and how do we make up for the lacking? Because that's the real human experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%.
Damn it.
But going back to what she was asking, is like, I don't think you should date for potential, because I think dating for potential could easily be a landslide and be a deceptive factor in your relationship, because they could easily just not have the motivation to go after their dreams or what they want to do, and conform to like what society wants or what you might need at the time. Because trust me, I've conformed a bunch of times and gotten random jobs because I do need to pay the rent. I do have bills to pay. Am I happy? No, but like, I always work towards something more creative that I like, that could eventually pay the bills.
Well, and you put in your part, and that's the part that's 100%. Important.
And if they're not like, and going back to what I said about my ex-girlfriends, is like, if they weren't putting in the work when they really wanted to do something that really motivated them and they really enjoyed, then what's going to happen when I'm feeling at my 20 or 30%? You're not going to give me like...
I know you're not going to give me. You can't even give it to yourself.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Yeah. So you can't even give it to yourself. What makes me think that you're going to give it to me?
Yep. Agreed.
Bars.
I was thinking about the Jeffree Star palette. She's like, this motherfucker.
I really need a new eyeshadow palette. I'm just kidding. I don't even do my eyeshadow. I know. I was gonna say. All right. This one's short. Actually, we'll do this one. Are you in your healing era or villain era? No middle ground. I'm in my healing era. I'm not in a villain era right now. I have nothing to be a villain about.
I'm deciding.
Okay, I'll go, because I've thought about this often. I think the word healing has been thrown around so much that I don't even think people know what healing era actually is. Yeah. And I think when you're in your healing era, you're coincidentally also in your villain era. Because what happens in your...
There's no middle ground.
I guess, but I'm gonna just give my explanation. I think
cop out.
I think so. Then I think
No, yeah, I
No,
get what
I,
you're
I,
saying.
I actually agree with what you're
so.
saying.
Then I think there is no healing era. I think you're just a villain, and the most and the most respectful and the most peaceful way ever. Because like in order for you to heal, you technically have to put boundaries, right?
Yeah.
You're putting boundaries aside. You're saying I'm not gonna accept this in my life. I'm not gonna accept this type of whatever it is. You're putting up boundaries. So what does that make you? That makes you the villain in someone else's story. So I think in order for you to heal, you're also the villain.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. I think this one's asking about your personal life though. So in your life, but I agree with that. I think that was a good tangent. Like in your life, are you being a villain in your, like, are you in your villain era in your life, or are you healing?
I'm definitely in my villain era right now.
Fucking petty ass.
Yeah. You know what? Because I've spent so much time of my life.
I see that for you.
Yeah, and in my past 3 years, kissing ass and being there for other people when they've never been there for me.
Yeah.
I've gone to the point where I have texted all my guy friends, and this was like years ago, where I've texted all my guy friends, and I was like, "Hey, bro, just checking in, like mental health, mental health check. How are you doing, bro?" No one in the past 33 years has ever texted me, "Hey, Mario, are you okay?" Well, you know what? Scratch that. They have. Kelly and Patrick.
Yeah.
2 guys that I've met that were strangers in my life. 2 guys that have texted me.
You also told me Coachella Angel.
Oh, yeah. Coachella Angel has 2. Shout out Coachella Angel.
But like you're saying, like your closest, like your closest, closer friends, right? Like the ones that you're around more often or whatever.
And I'm just giving this example because it's fresh in my head, but it's like I've texted multiple guys and like, pause, not in that way, but homies, and like sometimes you get like the stop being gay, bro, or like fuck off, or like, dude, I have someone else to check up on me. Why are you checking up on me? And it's like, bro, well, fuck you. I was suicidal at one point. I'm just making sure my boys are okay.
That's why you're not a lover boy. Yeah. Pobrecito. It's okay. We'll fix that. Do you want to come to Valentine's?
Where we show each other how much we love each other. So I really do think right now I'm in my villain era because I spent so much of my time and energy focusing on how other people are and their well-being that it's like, fuck you.
Actually, you just helped me decide my answer. Same. I think I did a lot of healing through my 20s. And I'm not saying I'm done. I'm not a cake. There's no like timer that goes off and you're not fucking just done and fully baked. Yeah. That's a clip. But I will say that I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I know exactly what I have left to work on. Some things are big, some things are small, but I'm also mature enough to know that I just need direction for those things, and I have actionable items for each of those points, and I can confidently put that aside because I feel like all the bigger things that I've healed through already in my 20s have set me up so that now in my early going into my mid 30s, I feel like I'm finally hitting that villain era stride where I don't think I ever really have had one. Mm-hmm. Like I have always people pleased, and not to like be a pushover, but like I'm a lover girl. I don't know what else to do. I want everyone to win. And I think I've gotten to the point where I'm sick and tired of supporting everyone and no one wanting me to win the same way that I wanted them to win. I'm over it. Fuck it. We're done with that. Like I have this friend, she's incredible. I love her, but she gives me a lot of shit for like not reaching out and like, oh, like, ya ni te acuerdas de mí type thing. And she has a child with autism. So she has a hard time sometimes taking him around. And so sometimes I almost feel guilty because I'm like, I know what your life is like and I don't reach out. And then she makes me bad for not reaching out, and it like snowballs and makes me feel worse. But I reflected on that recently. And the last few times that like she's come to support me in a class, it's always, do you have a guest pass? Like she always comes to my classes for free. And like, that's how I make my money, And so I could easily be like, oh, you only want to come when you don't have to pay for it, or like, but I would never do that. And so for you to make me feel bad about that, it wasn't until I stopped and assessed it where I was like, I don't owe any of you motherfuckers anything. Yeah. And I do so much for the people. Like when I love you so big. And I'm so tired of going through life not feeling that same heart from other people. And so I'd rather spend that time with the people that do show me that love, that do want me to win, that are going to help me invest in the things that are for me. So I think I'm in my villain era. I think I've done a sufficient amount of healing for where I need to be to have a healthy villain era. And then I'm happy saving some of that other stuff for the sidelines or for maybe later before I have children or when it's time to, use it for a healthy relationship or whatever the case is. But I think right now I'm in a strong villain era that has been heavily fueled by a very, very beautiful decade-long healing era.
Yeah.
I like that. I stand by my healing era. I think I just love love.
I'm just a cool guy.
Just a chill girl.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm just like entering this year for me, it was like, I don't really give a shit. Like I'm doing things for me and that's what it is. And maybe that's considered villain era, like you said, for other people, I
think yours is softer.
But for me, it's just like,
it's a healing.
I don't.
Sylvia and I are just here for vengeance.
Yeah. Like we're out for blood this year.
Yeah.
And you're like, fine. And you're like kicking back watching being a lover girl.
That 50% in my life.
I feel like if those are the benchmarks, that stands. Yeah. Healing, villain.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't give a shit this year. I'm just living life for me. And
good for you. I give a shit. I give so much of a shit that I'm like, I want everybody to eat it.
Yeah. I want you to hurt as much as I
love
fucking
that.
hurt.
I love that energy.
Hell yeah. Clapping.
All right. This is the last long one. Then we have one short one again. That's it. We had been together for almost 4 years and felt stuck. Conversations felt repetitive, intimacy felt forced, and both of us could tell something was missing. We just didn't want to say it out loud. Instead of having the hard conversation, we booked a trip. Part of it was hope, part of it was denial. Everyone says relationships need effort, and to us, effort meant planning something instead of admitting we were drifting. Mm-hmm. We told ourselves that if we could just get away from work and routine, we'd feel connected again. The trip made everything louder. We fought about money, plans, timing, and little comments that weren't really about the trip at all. The worst part wasn't even the arguments. It was the silence in between. Sitting next to each other, scrolling on our phones, both of us pretending not to feel how apart we were. I cried in the bathroom more than once, wiped my face, and went back out to take pictures like everything was fine. We got home, nothing had changed, no distractions, no scenery. Just the same issues waiting for us. 2 weeks later, we broke up. People still comment on those pictures saying goals or you guys look so in love. I don't delete them. They remind me how easy it is to fake happiness and how convincing it can look from the outside. At what point is trying just avoiding the truth that it's over?
I think you hit it.
Care to elaborate?
Well, I think she knows that it's over.
No, yeah,
well,
it's over. They broke up.
Oh, shit. I might skip that part.
2 weeks after the vacation.
2 weeks later, we broke up. People still comment on those pictures saying goals or you guys look so in love. I don't delete them. They remind me how easy it is to fake happiness and how convincing it can look from the outside. At what point is trying just avoiding the truth that it's over?
I think, first of all, I applaud you for at least trying and booking that trip because I think that takes a lot of balls from either part to like be in a separate place that's not from home that you can't just run up and run away and you're trying to fix it. But I think that is like a very hard fine line to like navigate.
It's super hard. And I mean, we've done this. Like Mario and I have gone on trips to talk through shit. Like to me, like I'm very big on getting out of our day to day because the house brings stress. Like not that our house brings stress, but like there are times where like the house brings stress, the restaurant down the street brings stress. Like it's really just getting the fuck out of the area that you're in and completely disconnecting and reconnecting. And like we've done it multiple times where it's like we're really wrapped up right now, like in our lives. Like we're obviously like not seeing eye to eye on things right now, whatever. And like we'll take the trip. And then during the trip, you kind of talk through things and you talk through them differently. Yeah. Because like you said, you have nowhere to go. Like you're kind of like you kind of just have to talk it out, or you just then that's how you know
you avoid.
It
reminds me of our Germany trip. I don't know if we said this on the podcast.
I don't know. We have.
Pao and I had this really big fight. We went to Oktoberfest, and we were like borderline.
It was our first trip together. Yeah, so you always have to fight on the first.
Yeah.
It was our first trip together, and I'm like 90% sure we would have broken up this trip, but we were like borderline, like hairline, like one word away from like being like, fuck this is over. And dude, we were in a fight, and I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna go fucking home. Fuck this. Like, I don't need this. And I was like looking at I was looking at flights.
But I was doing the same thing.
And
I was like looking at flights to go home too. But like obviously we weren't talking. And I was like, I was actually talking to Melly because my service was like super shitty and like nothing would load. So I was like texting Melly and I was like, I need you to find me a flight now. Like, I'm going home.
And we were looking at flights and I was like, damn, 1,200 because it was like right away,
expensive.
right? 1,500 de verga. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna stay here and we're gonna work on it because I love you. I forgot who the fuck we were talking. Was it with Kelly?
It was with us.
Right?
It was at that across the street from the coffee place. We went to that Filipino place.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Kelly
where we were
asked me, he's
talking
like,
about
if
it.
you would have had the money, would we have it? Would do you think we would have still been together? And we both said no.
Probably
not.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it works to get the fuck out of home.
the hard times.
Papá, sí. Necesito $1,500.
I want to touch point though on what you just said. I think right now there's this like I totally understand thinking that you're the shit. You deserve the world. I know what my energy is. Fuck the people that want to take advantage of me. But I think in our culture, and you can comment if you think I'm out of my mind and you want to talk about this further because I'd love to. But I think we have this also like toxic positivity about ourselves where it becomes too big of an ego. You are not the hottest shit in the world. There's always someone doing something cooler than you, and everything is still perception, person to person. So at the end of the day, for you to think that you are that elite of an energy, of a person, of a partner, of whatever, where it's above you to do the work, I think that we're in this toxic point right now as a society where I think self-love is very important, obviously. But when you love yourself so much that then just feeds ego and you're not willing to sit down and work on something, I think that's why relationships aren't doing so well these days. I think there's a epidemic where we're really lacking communication and connection because you're like, oh, well, if he doesn't fit all the check boxes on my list, fuck him, there's someone else. And I know women that have these long lists of like, he has to have this, and he has to have this job, and he has to have tall, dark, handsome, like whatever. And they're single in their 40s. Yeah. Which I'm not shaming. I'm almost 35, so calm down. But
I'm shaming. It's you, sis.
Shut up.
Look in the mirror.
I've tried, okay? I've tried twice. Anyway, you have these long lists where you're not willing to compromise or budge or like, si no, pues no. Yeah. And I think that there is a long lost art to like having compassion and empathy and sitting down. And I personally have never left a relationship without knowing that I exhausted every possible option, every conversation, every opportunity to go to couples therapy, every opportunity to try to fix something. So I do want to commend them for going on the trip and trying. I'm glad that the trip illuminated that it wasn't worth it or it wouldn't work either way, because that's what you went there for. And so you got exactly what you needed. Maybe not what you wanted, but you got exactly what you needed out of that trip. Exactly. And I think a lot of couples these days, and people, especially the single ones with your big ass fucking bullshit lists that don't allow life to just happen to you, and for you to realize that, yes, people fuck up and people go through hard times. And if it were you would expect tolerance from people. Yeah. But when it's someone else and they're doing something you don't like, or it's not on your list, and you're just like, oh, well, fuck it, some other man would never do that to me. I'm like, well, he would if he was also in a bad place and also this. So I think there's a lot of power in the hard work, but when the hard work, all signs lead to Rome, and you're like, fuck it, it's not working, take the sign and take the L and try again. And I think it's a healthy balance. Yeah. So good for you for trying, but also good for you guys that you found out that it didn't work. Exactly. I think there's beauty in both of those things. Yeah. And that's all I wanted to add.
No, I say that all the time too. I just think that if you're trying, it's for a reason, and there's nothing wrong with continuing to trying. And yeah, maybe you're putting yourself in like the same situation again, or you're living something that you told yourself you wouldn't live again, or whatever the case might be, you're still trying, and there's a reason behind that. And if she specifically got her answer during that trip, whether it was him not wanting to try anymore or she's just at her ends like at the end of it and she doesn't want to try anymore because it's been too many times. Like she got the answer, and I think that you're not necessarily avoiding the truth. Yeah. You're just still wanting to see if there's that one possibility that it would work, you know?
Which I think there's power in. Mm-hmm. And I think this kind of circles back to the first question where it's like that guy fucked up, but then was like, okay, I'm going to put that behind me and I'm going to be present in this relationship. She didn't do the same work. She didn't meet you halfway, and then she ruined it just as much as you did. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that lack of willingness, because for her, it was that ego of, well, you did this to me. Instead of you sitting down and being like, okay, why did he cheat? Yeah. Have a hard conversation. Were you not having enough sex? Did you not feel connected emotionally to this person? Like, I wonder if they ever sat down and got to the root of it, or did he just have to be the bigger person to have you yell at him every single time until you carried that resentment and your ego so far that you ended up hurting him the same way, and then todo valió verga. Yeah. So there was work that was avoided there, and I think that work should be congratulated. End of tangent.
All right. That leads us to our next one. Is going to have a very similar answer. So we'll just go through it.
It's you.
Have you ever ignored a red flag because the relationship felt good at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think red flags are ignored all the time by everybody. Yeah. Why do you make that face?
Because I was probably the red flag.
He's like, we don't have to talk about this one.
Anyways, have a good day. Live your best life. No, I'm gonna flip it. I think I was the walking red flag.
Okay.
Not in like a machista or like a controlling or like in a negative way. I think going back to
a positive way to be a red flag?
I think kidding. To me
it's red flag, not green flag.
I'm just fucking perfect that even my red flags are green flags. No, but going back to my conversation, to my answer to about my ex-girlfriends, and I think I was expecting too much from them, and they weren't expecting it from themselves, or they weren't willing to push for what they wanted, that I would just get bored easily. So it was just like, oh, well, on to the next. Oh, you don't want to do this? Oh, fuck it. I would get bored and I would just move on.
I feel like that's a beige flag. I don't know. That's not red.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. I mean,
like I said, I don't know if it's considered a red flag, but to me, like I think in a way it could have come off as toxic. That's the way. I don't know. Like it just expects too much.
I feel like you're fearing that comes across as like you're non-committal, but I think it's a healthy way to be non-committal. That's why I'm like, no, that's a beige flag. That's like.
That's why I'm saying my red flag is I'm so perfect that my red flags are green flags.
I think because I know Mario, I think the red flag comes and you probably just never had a conversation and you were like, bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you never gave them the chance.
Avoidance. I think the avoidance is the red flag for you.
I think because like to me it was like, dude, I'm giving you all this shit. Why aren't you like?
Yeah, but you were just expecting
because you were giving them to get there, and they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that is a red flag. Let's call a spade a spade. That's a red flag.
Cedar was trying to be nice to me.
I was trying to be nice. I don't know, I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt because I hope other men are listening. And
I mean, it worked because now we're here, you know.
Yeah. But what are red flags that you've ignored?
Red flags that I've ignored. That's a good question. What?
She was the red flag.
Hey.
I feel like I walk away from red flags pretty easily for the most part. But
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that I did too. I didn't have very many relationships. Like I was very quick to be like, this isn't it for me, you know? Or like I would like date for a little while and it would like never really become a serious thing. So I was like, it's just not like, I'm just not feeling it. For me, I also didn't date a lot because I always knew I wanted to leave San Diego. And I also knew that leaving San Diego meant leaving the relationship. Yeah. And I just was like, I don't want to like
even set yourself up for that.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely dated like my fair share of like toxic guys. Where like there was one guy that I dated that now I see it as a red flag. We've talked about this before, but like I didn't see it as a red flag before, and now I'm like, oh yeah, that was like unhealthy. Where it was like very like overprotective in a way. Like I almost like I couldn't have like other guy friends or like I could,
just controlling
like, a guy, like controlling, you know. And so at the time, I guess that is a red flag that I very much ignored. Yeah. And later on I was like, oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. I feel like all my red flags I've acknowledged them and then walked away from every single one, or put space there, or like with my ex-husband, I very much groomed the relationship to him expecting that I would just do whatever he needed for his career. Once I, like an adult, articulated that I wasn't happy, and he was like, well, you're just being ungrateful. That was a red flag for me, because it was similar to what we just talked about. It was me giving. Now it's your turn to support what I'm feeling emotionally. Y te vale madre. Yeah. Red flag. I'm not in that relationship anymore. I found out that Drew had skeletons in his closet that like were not okay for you to have. And I had given every possible opportunity for him to air that out, talk about it. I even remember we were at Coachella and I was going through this list of like questions that a psychologist said is like good for you to get to know each other. And one of them explicitly was like, do you have skeletons in your closet? Like things that, and I feel like I'm generally a very safe space. So when I found it out, I definitely ignored that red flag for a little too long, but ultimately we also were not together anymore because I've acknowledged when like I can't live with this, like this isn't fair for you, for me, like no. And then every other red flag I'm just kind of like, okay, this is not okay, let's address it. But I feel like I talk about all my red flags.
Yeah, very open people here on this podcast.
Yeah, y'all should try it sometime.
Yeah.
It's also okay to be selfish, okay, guys? If you are the rocking red flag, it's okay.
Self-full.
Yeah.
Walk away. Do your thing. Move to that city.
Yes.
Go after your dreams.
Leave the guy.
We're taking Mario's bit.
And anyways, guys.
It's because like the only thing I can think of when I said I'm the walking red flag is like one time I was in North Park with all my guy friends, and the situationship that I was in when she came down from Guadalajara. I was smoking.
You were a red flag when we started dating, actually, now that I think about it. Should have walked away from that one.
We were in North Park, right? And this was like prime Fresa Mario. I was outside. I was smoking a cigarette.
Even like, Fresas are red.
Yeah. Probably was wearing a red vest. And I was
red underwear, maybe.
And I was outside the...
Socks.
I did. Dude, I love the Rob Kardashian underwear and sock apparel. Ugh, I don't know why. But anyways, that's a different conversation. But anyways, I was outside of the bar with Jesus and some other friends, and I was smoking a cigarette. And she was meeting us in North Park, and she just so happened to come while we were outside. And she probably is a doctor now, but at the time she was in medical school. So she's like, really? You're smoking a cigarette? And I was like, sí, güey, ¿qué? And then she had just gotten there, and this is her friend's first impression of me.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, neta? And then I was like, yeah, ¿qué tiene? And then she was like, you need to choose right now. It's either me or the cigarette. And Jesus has this moment.
Yeah.
Like engraved in his head. He's like, dude, you look like such a badass. Then I was like, all right. And I took one big ass hit out of the cigarette and I just blew it into the air. She's like, okay. And walked away and like left. I didn't care.
Damn.
The only thing that would have made that story worse is if you would have blown it in her face.
I know. I thought that's what he was going to say. And I was like, please don't.
No.
I really like you.
Wasn't enough for her to stay away though. That's because I'm a walking green flag.
We said beige.
Or
Let's not take it that far.
She definitely ignored my red flag.
She ignored the fuck out of your red flag. Shit.
Anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. Do you want to try ending it or I'm gonna end it?
No, you can end it.
Sure.
I don't end things.
Try it.
No.
Try it.
You're ending.
Try it. If
No,
not,
don't
I'll
put
cut
me
it
on
off.
the spot. You're ending.
Try it. No, I'll cut it off.
No.
It's a Comadreando.
So anyway, as always, guys,
fight your fears.
You got it.
I got scared.
It's not a
Stage
penis,
fright.
Sylvia.
I know. It's like
She said.
it's just so it's so unnatural. Like
Yeah. I just wanted you. It's okay. I can end it.
Fight your fears, live your best life at the end of the day.
At the end.
At the end of the day, the only things you regret are the things you did not do. So Vive con Huevos, guys. We're out
here.
That was good. That was
Thank
good. Very first try. That was good. Good shit. But guys,
we only hear it every single fucking time we record and listen to our own podcast, but that's fine.
No, but guys, to echo what Sylvia said, thank you so much for coming to Comadreando today. Don't forget to leave your submissions. The link is in the bio. Don't forget everything is submitted anonymously. We will not share your data or who you slept with. But thank you so much, guys. We hope you're having a wonderful love month. Make sure to spread your love, but not any bacterias. Wrap your willy. Don't make us silly.
No glove, no love.
Hey guys, going to live your best life, fight your fears. At the end of the day, the only thing that you regret are the things that you did not do. So vive con huevos, guys. We out of here. We love you. Peace. You did.
Bye.
Bye.